Let's get right into it. Number 8. The case of the $54 million pants. In 2005, a judge named Roy Pearson sued his local dry cleaners for $54 million over a lost pair of pants. Pearson dropped off his pants at Custom Cleaners, a family-owned business run by the Chungs. When he came back, he claimed the pants they gave him weren't his. The Chungs showed him the matching ticket number, but Pearson wasn't having it. He saw their "satisfaction guaranteed" sign and decided to make them pay. This judge calculated the cost of renting a car to drive to another dry cleaner for life, then added emotional damages, attorney fees, and random numbers he made up. The Chungs found his original pants and offered him $12,000 to settle, but Pearson wanted his millions. During the trial, he actually cried while talking about his lost pants. The judge ruled against him, but the damage was done. The Chungs had to close one of their stores because of legal fees. They nearly went bankrupt defending themselves. Pearson lost his job as a judge and became a laughingstock. But this case changed everything. It became the poster child for tort reform. States started putting caps on lawsuit amounts and made it easier to throw out ridiculous cases. One pair of pants literally changed the law forever. Number 7. The Affluenza Teen. Imagine killing 4 people while driving drunk and getting away with it because you're too rich to know better. That's exactly what happened with Ethan Couch back in 2013. At a Walmart in Texas, 16-year-old Ethan Couch stole some beer. After stealing it, Couch and his friends got into his pickup truck and started speeding down a residential road. He was going 70 miles per hour in a 40 zone, drunk with a blood alcohol level 3 times the legal limit. He crashed into a broken-down car on the side of the road. The impact killed 4 people who were trying to help fix the car. Among the victims was a youth pastor and a mother-daughter duo. 9 others were injured, including one of Couch's friends who got paralyzed and can now only communicate by blinking. His lawyers claimed he had affluenza, saying he was too rich and spoiled to understand right from wrong, and the judge actually bought it. He gave him 10 years probation and some rehab at a fancy facility. No jail time. 2 years later, Couch violated his probation by attending a party where alcohol was served. Someone filmed him playing beer pong and posted it on Twitter. He and his mom fled to Mexico, trying to disguise themselves by dyeing their hair black. They got caught because they ordered a pizza, and the authorities traced the call. This case changed Texas law. Now juvenile cases involving deaths have to go through adult courts where judges can't be so lenient. Number 6. The stupid Motorist Law. Imagine you're driving home one rainy night in Arizona. You see a road blocked off with barriers, but you think your car can handle a little water. You drive around the barriers, and suddenly your car is floating away like a very expensive boat. Emergency services have to come rescue you with a helicopter. In Arizona, you're now getting the bill for that rescue. And we're not talking about a small fee here. We're talking thousands of dollars. This is thanks to something called the stupid Motorist Law. The official name is Arizona Revised Statute 28-910, but even the lawmakers call it the stupid Motorist Law. During monsoon season in the 1990s, Arizona rescue teams were spending way too much time saving people who drove around barriers. Sometimes when actual emergencies happened, rescue teams were busy fishing out cars from floodwaters. Someone could be having a heart attack, but emergency services are busy because someone thought their pickup truck could handle a little water. The final straw came when a particularly stubborn driver ignored multiple warnings. He drove around 3 different barricades. His car got swept away, and he had to be rescued by helicopter. Arizona lawmakers passed this law in 1995. If you drive around barriers into floodwaters and need rescue, you're paying for it. The law actually worked. The number of water rescues dropped dramatically after it was passed. The law is so effective that other states are now copying it. Number 5. The gender reveal arsonist. In 2017, Border Patrol agent Dennis Dickey had a plan for his gender reveal party. He decided to shoot at a target filled with tannerite, an explosive that would burst into either pink or blue powder. Tannerite is legal, but extremely explosive when hit with a high-velocity bullet, and Dickey decided to do this in the middle of an Arizona drought. The explosion sent sparks flying into the bone-dry grass. Within minutes, a small fire turned into what firefighters would later call the sawmill fire. It spread through 47,000 acres of land, about the size of 35,000 football fields. The whole thing was caught on video. You can watch the moment when this guy's attempt to announce "it's a boy" turned into a catastrophic environmental disaster. The video shows the target exploding, followed by someone yelling, "Start packing up!" The fire took 800 firefighters and cost $8.2 million to put out. Dickey immediately reported the fire and admitted responsibility. He was ordered to pay $220,000 up front and then monthly payments for the next 20 years. This guy will be paying for his son's gender reveal party until his son is old enough to drink. Following this disaster, states enacted bans on gender reveal explosives. Some parks and forests now have specific no gender reveal parties policies. The incident also led to stricter regulations about using explosives in dry conditions. Now, before you can do anything involving explosives in many states, you need multiple permits and a detailed safety plan. Number 4. The tourist who rescued a baby bison. In 2016, a tourist at Yellowstone National Park put a baby bison in his car because he thought it looked cold. That's like kidnapping someone's kid because they're wearing a light jacket. The tourist drove this confused baby bison to a ranger station, but when park staff tried to return it to its herd, the other bison wanted nothing to do with it. Bison have a very sensitive sense of smell, and this baby now smelled like car freshener and human. It's like showing up to a family reunion wearing nothing but Axe body spray. Nobody wants to get near you. The rejected baby bison kept trying to approach cars on the road, thinking they were its new herd. After multiple failed attempts to reunite it with its real family, the rangers had to put the baby bison down. The tourist was fined, and the incident led to Yellowstone creating stricter rules and public awareness campaigns. Fines for wildlife harassment were increased, and the park had to make it painfully clear these animals have survived ice ages. They can handle a chilly day in Yellowstone. Number 3. The man who sued himself. Robert Lee Brock was sitting in his cell at Indian Creek Correctional Center in Virginia in 1995. He was doing time for breaking and entering and grand larceny. Then he came up with a plan to get rich quick. He decided to sue himself. His argument was that by getting drunk and committing crimes, he had violated his own religious beliefs and civil rights, so he wanted $5 million in compensation. Since he was in prison and had no income, he wanted the state to pay him the money. His logic was that since he was a ward of the state should have to pay on his behalf. Judge Rebecca Beach Smith received the case. She complimented Brock on his innovative approach to civil rights litigation. Right before she threw the case out for being ludicrous, the case made legal history. It's now used in law schools as an example of what not to do. The case also exposed a bigger problem. Inmates were filing so many ridiculous lawsuits that Congress had to pass the Prison Litigation Reform Act. This made it harder for prisoners to file frivolous lawsuits. Number 2. The emotional support peacock. A woman tried to bring her emotional support peacock on a United Airlines flight at Newark Airport in 2018. Yeah, she wanted to have a full-sized peacock, strutting through the terminal like it owned the place. Back then, the rules about emotional support animals were about as clear as airport coffee. Any animal could be an emotional support buddy with the right paperwork. People brought emotional support pigs, miniature horses, and even a turkey that got its own seat in first class. United Airlines took one look at this fabulous bird and denied it entry. The peacock didn't meet their guidelines for size and weight. Have you seen a peacock's tail? It's like trying to fit a wedding dress in an overhead compartment. The incident went viral immediately. The Department of Transportation finally stepped in. They rewrote the entire rulebook. Now, only trained service dogs are allowed on flights. Number 1. The first internet catastrophe. In 1988, Robert Morris, a Cornell grad student, accidentally broke the entire internet. Back then, the internet was just a network of about 60,000 computers used by universities and the military. Morris created a program to spread from computer to computer, basically counting how many computers were connected to the internet. But he made one tiny mistake in his code. Instead of his program checking if a computer was already infected and moving on, it would infect it again and again. It's like telling someone the same joke every second for the rest of their life. Within hours, thousands of computers across America started to slow down. Then they started crashing. Universities couldn't function. Military installations went dark. Morris tried to send out an anonymous message explaining how to fix it, but the internet was so clogged with his program that the fix couldn't get through. Morris became the first person ever convicted under the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act. He got 3 years of probation, 400 hours of community service, and a $10,000 fine. Now Morris is a professor at MIT and is teaching computer science at one of the world's top universities. His experiment led to the creation of the first computer emergency response team. He basically invented the fire department by burning down his house. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.